So that would be where we don't separate the mental, emotional, and spiritual from the physical. So then I got into yoga and meditation and reading spiritual texts and stuff like that. So then I realized like that's the next level is separating my consciousness from my body and thinking of it as like, this is a body that I own or possess, so I need to take care of it. Like everyone can understand if you have a car, you want to take care of it.
Yeah.
And some people only care about how good the car looks and how clean and how shiny and how pretty it is, and that's fine. And some people only care about how fast the car goes and how well it handles and its performance, and that's fine. Some people care about both, but everybody should care about changing the oil, keeping the tire pressure up, and doing the maintenance, because this is our vehicle that we have in this life.
It's the only one you get.
It's the only one you get. You can talk
as far as you know.
all day, right, about reincarnation and afterlife and heaven and hell and this and that. But on this cycle, this is all you got. Your mammalian body that you control. This is your avatar. You can change your name. You can change your gender. You can change your haircut.
Car accident anytime, right?
You can fucking get fucked up. You can put tattoos on. You can change your clothes. You can do whatever you want. This is your game to play any way you want. So why should you treat your car like a fucking piece of shit?
Yeah.
Take care of your vehicle.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
Back again, baby.
What's up?
Sean Nixon here.
John Matthew on the bridge.
Bridge, baby.
What we got today, man?
We're going to show you how to make your own workout program and set up your week. How to, if you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. And this is how you plan shit out ahead of time. And if this is all too complex for you, you hire a professional coach or a personal trainer so you can stick to it. But going in with no plan and no goals, you're not going to get anywhere. You can't achieve a goal that doesn't exist. Well, and if you don't map out your week, you ain't going to get nowhere. So it's kind of similar to the nutrition intro we did the other day as far as like overview, and we'll go deeper when we can.
Yeah, absolutely. So just a little primer here.
So when people come and I'm doing like a consultation before I take them on for coaching or personal training or what have you, I ask a bunch of questions. And the first question, when it comes down to logistics, is kind of like, how many days a week are you going to exercise and this and that? But the first thing I want to hear is, what are your goals? So we have the what. The what is your goals?
What?
Right? We went over goals last time. There's only 4 goals in the whole world. Could even be boiled down to 2, could even be boiled down to 1. 1 would be, I just want to be happy.
And that's it.
2 would be aesthetics or performance. So, gaining muscle, losing fat, sports performance, mental performance, health, what have you. But the 4 goals really are health, performance, gaining muscle, losing fat. That's it. So that's going to come down to your what. All right? And when, this is important. So when we're talking about goals, I hear a lot of people tell me what they don't want. I don't want this fat on my triceps. I don't want to be fat anymore. I don't want to be skinny anymore. I don't want to be slow. I don't want to be weak. Doesn't matter what you don't want. Say what you do want. Verbally saying it, turning a negative into a positive, implies that that's what we're going for. You know what I'm saying? You said it better earlier.
Yeah, I mean, it just like psychologically, I mean, the language, which I think we've touched on before, plays a huge role in how your brain perceives.
It all starts in your mind.
Reality, right, in the world. And that includes how it perceives you, your body, and yourself moving through whatever world you're in. So saying, I don't want to be fat, and your mind's focusing on...
It just hears fat.
Just focusing on fat.
And where you're like, I don't want to be in debt. Your brain just hears debt, and that's what you're constantly in this cycle of.
Yeah, so you're what you pay attention to grows, right? So if you're paying attention to what you don't want, and what you don't want, you're going to keep feeding the thing that you don't want, right? So instead of what you don't want, move towards what you do want. I think what I said was it's the difference between running away from something and running towards something. If you're running away from something, you don't know where you're running. You're just kind of running around randomly. And eventually, because you don't know where you're going, you're going to return right back to where you were before because it's all you know.
It's comfortable and that's all you know. When we're
Even if
trying
you
to
don't
push
like,
forward,
even if you don't want to
it
go,
doesn't matter if it's good or you don't
Yeah.
like it. That's all you know, and that's all you keep saying.
But if you have something new in mind, well, now I have a direction. That's what it is, right? Just a direction to go. Whether you know how to get there or not.
For positive change. Right. We're going to teach you how to get there.
Exactly. That's
but
the
you
first
have
step.
to say your first step is saying out loud your
What
goals.
do you want? What don't you want?
You know, goals can be long-term, short-term, or mid-term, like I said. And then you're going to have daily and weekly goals. Certain amount of times in the gym, certain amount of time movement, exercise, everything. Because I started thinking about that last night, John, when I was watching the Buccaneers versus the Saints, right?
Yeah.
And they got like Black Lives Matter and a bunch of stupid shit on the back of their helmets, right? And the back of Drew Brees' helmet said, "Stop hate." And I was like, why the fuck are we focusing on two negative words? Stop something and hate? Like, why not spread love or,
Promote
strive
peace.
for equality and promote peace? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's always focusing on the negative, right? It's like, we know what we don't want. Okay, that's fine, right?
But your brain just hears hate.
But if you don't have anything to go to, well, then I'm just going to go back to what we've been doing
Yep.
before, right? So it's what do you want to promote rather than what do you want to
Positive change.
get rid of? So not just, again, just a little cognitive little switch around your head, which is really simple. But it all starts with that main goal, like you said, breaking down to daily, monthly, weekly, periodization, which we'll get into later, programming goals. But once you know that big direction, at least that general direction, it's like if you're on a map, you don't have to know what city you're going to, but if you know I want to go north, eventually we'll find out where we want to go, we'll get to.
And you
there.
figure it out along the way.
Yeah, exactly.
But you don't want to go in the wrong direction.
Exactly. If you're trying to go north, and
Love it. So the what is your goals. The who is your support system. So that's whether you're fucking posting shit online, your friends, your family, your training partner, your coach, your personal trainer, your dietitian, your nutritionist, your doctor, whoever is on your side that you've told these goals to, even if it's just accountability to yourself. That's more what that is support. The who is who's going to support you along these goals and who's going to keep you accountable, most importantly, to stay consistent. And even if that, not to talk about negativity again, but it's like if you have people doubting you, you need to flip that in your head and use that as fuel. So if you get negativity from your support system, you either need to cut them out or reverse the words. Because I just remember when I started, everybody doubted me, including close family and shit like that. And it just fueled me even more. It was fucking great.
Yeah.
Like if everybody was fucking cheering me every time I lost 1 pound or whatever, maybe that wouldn't have been as helpful as like.
Is that person dependent, you think?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. But whether you're going to be fueled off of that or not, don't let it affect you. So if you are going to be negatively affected by someone's fucking fucking drinking haterade on you, cut him out.
Yeah.
Or you got to flip the language in your head.
Or if you got a buddy who has the same big goal, that same big what.
Buddy up, support each other.
It's huge. It makes a massive difference.
Huge. So then the where is kind of easy, but you want to think about this in the beginning of the week. Whether you're going to work out at home, at the park, at the gym, on the track, a different gym. Like, all right, I'm meeting John for training on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but Wednesdays and Fridays I got to go to the other gym at work. Blah 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 blah. So just planning out your where. So now your brain knows it can start to visualize what exercise is where.
Yeah, and then what do you have available to you wherever you're at? Right?
That's what I mean. So
the gym versus my home versus outdoors is all very, very different.
Yeah, you can't write the exercise selection if you don't know what the gym,
Yeah.
like you said, what you have at home, what you have at certain
It's like a
places.
really seemingly simple step, but really important because it's easy to overlook.
Yes, for planning.
Yes, this is all. We're just checking off all the main boxes we need to get everything set up.
Yeah, this is all the shit that goes through my head that I take care of when I take on a new client. So then the when is the same thing as the where, except it's time basis. So your daily and weekly schedule. First and foremost, what days a week are you going to be working out and at what times? All right, I got to do 6 o'clock in the morning on Monday because I got to go somewhere before work and after work. So I got to get in before work. Tuesday I'm seeing John at 7. Wednesday I'm on my own at 6 right after work. Thursday I see John again at 7. And Friday I go after work at 5 because they get off early. Boom, 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 boom. And you know when and where you're going to be.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not already using, just for your just general life, like using some sort of schedule to keep things on track, you're going to fall off track really easily.
Write some shit down.
Yeah, and a big part of even putting it in your calendar is that all of a sudden now so say if you work at a job where you have to block off time for whatever work you're doing or you have appointments, this is just, imagine this as just another appointment.
It's another hour of your workday. You're just working for yourself.
Yeah, so like honor that. When it's in your schedule, for me, once I know something's in there.
I'm either going to die or I'm going to do it.
It's an appointment, or I have to consciously reschedule to somewhere in the week if something comes up, right?
Yeah.
And that's
life happens. That's why you need to schedule as many as you can. I would say 3 to 6 days a week is a good range.
Yeah, depending on your level of exercise.
Or let's say if you had to boil it down to 1, you would say 4 days of exercise versus rest on a minimum, meaning more days of movement than not.
Than not, yes. Yeah.
And if you're an athlete, now you're talking 6 to 14 sessions a week.
Yeah, on what phase you're in.
But for a general person, I would suggest 4 days. But then once again, I got hard charging motherfuckers that need to pump the brakes, and I would not say 7 days a week. I like to rest the nervous system at least one day. So 4 to 6 days a week, let's say. Plan that shit out. Then here's the big one. The why to your what. The why to the what is your goals. But why the fuck do you want to accomplish it?
We kind of, some double right, boiling it all down to that one thing is I want to be happy, right? That's a really big one. But, I mean, so what was your, let me ask you a little personal. What was your why when you first started?
Just fighting demons.
Yeah. Slaying hydras.
I didn't want to be, I was like popular and cool for all the wrong reasons because I could like eat the most pieces of pizza and tell the best jokes and fucking drink 27 beers or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was like the fat jolly guy. So I wanted to be like respected and known for something else. So it was more just like hatred. So once again, I was fueled by hating myself.
Yeah.
Which is not long-term sustainable, and we've talked about that before.
Yeah,
but that's how I started.
But you end up switching that.
Yes.
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 So that's
Fueled
important
by
because that goes back to what we were talking about. Stop hate, or I hate my body, right? And then that's running away from something. Which you can
that's what I was doing.
You can run far. Away. You can run far away from something, but eventually you're just going to be out in the middle of nowhere.
That's exactly what happened.
And so, what prompted you to switch to? I'm sure a lot of things.
So that would be where we don't separate the mental, emotional, and spiritual from the physical. So then I got into yoga and meditation and reading spiritual texts and stuff like that. So then I realized like that's the next level is separating my consciousness from my body and thinking of it as like this is a body that I own or possess, so I need to take care of it. Like everyone can understand if you have a car, you want to take care of it.
Yeah.
And some people only care about how good the car looks and how clean and how shiny and how pretty it is, and that's fine. And some people only care about how fast the car goes and how well it handles and its performance, and that's fine. Some people care about both, but everybody should care about changing the oil, keeping the tire pressure up, and doing the maintenance because this is our vehicle that we have in this life.
It's the only one you get.
It's the only one you get. You can talk
as far as you know.
all day, right, about reincarnation and afterlife and heaven and hell and this and that. But on this cycle, this is all you got. Your mammalian body that you control. This is your avatar. You can change your name. You can change your gender. You can change your haircut.
Car accident anytime, right?
You can fucking get fucked up. You can put tattoos on. You can change your clothes. You can do whatever you want. This is your game to play any way you want. So why should you treat your car like a fucking piece of shit?
Yeah.
Take care of your vehicle.
It's a great segue to that quote we got up there. Want to take a gander at it?
Yeah, your body is precious. It is your vehicle for awakening. Treat it with care. The Buddha said that.
Literally your vehicle.
The Buddha benched fucking 350 on Mondays.
Dude,
you know what I'm saying?
Was jacked as all get out.
It was huge. Which is weird, because like a fucking skinny Tibetan guy that fasted and meditated, and all of a sudden the statues are chubby.
Tibetan, though.
Well, because Tibet wasn't a country then. Okay, Indian, let's say, right? Even more specific. But then how come the statues are a chubby Chinese guy?
Yeah, well, there's two different Buddhas. You see the skinny one with the
real one.
The real one, and you see like fat laughing Buddha.
Yeah, what's that about?
I don't know. I like him though.
Yeah, I like everybody.
He's a great
But
guy.
that seems like another hijacking.
Yeah, probably another hijacking. Like, There's this one Buddha looks like he's taking care of his body, and then there's this other Buddha.
Yeah.
let himself go a little bit, but he's happy. That's the most important thing. So
Right, fair enough. It comes back.
maybe
down
that's
to that.
his goals. You know, I don't know if that
Precisely right. Precisely right. And that comes down to not judging people because you're just seeing a reflection. Everybody is just a reflection of you.
Yep.
So when you're judging somebody for something that you don't like about them, that's something that you don't like about you.
Yeah. What is it, Peter Crone? The life will present you with people and experiences to show you where you're not free.
Where you're not free. Think about that shit for a second. Because I always used to fucking get mad at people that were lazy. Like when I first started.
Yeah, because you're like,
And
I'm working harder than
I
anybody.
hate that
Yeah,
motherfucker.
yeah.
Right, because I would hate to see that in myself. And then once I recognized it, you still don't like force a lazy person to change or whatever, but at least you don't judge them. At least that's one piece of baggage I get to fucking put down.
Yeah, and that's just
I'm not carrying
and that's
that
just
weight.
awareness, right?
Yeah.
That's all it is. Right?
You know, because you can still do whatever the fuck you want to do. I can't save the whole world, but at least I don't have to hold that fucking weight on my shoulders.
Yeah, it's not your responsibility.
No, hell no.
Yeah.
My responsibility is just to help as many people as I can.
Yeah, and that starts with being the best you can be.
That's
and
it. Leaders
big-
lead from the front.
Big part of that is taking care of this vehicle.
That's it.
That is your vehicle for awakening.
You have a mind and you have a body. So you should, once again, if your goal is only performance, or if your goal is only looks, or if your goal is only health, think of it as taking care of your car. You put fucking gas in it, put good gas in it. You clean it once in a while, you change the oil, you take care of it. That's it. It's fucking beautiful. So yeah, your why, that's what's going to make your what, especially long-term, sustainable. Because anytime you're tired and you don't feel like it, that's the definition of discipline. Doing shit you don't feel like because it goes to your goal. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because that's what the fuck, it's a means to an end to your goal. Whether or not you feel like doing it that day or not. That's why discipline is the most important thing. Because if you only went to the gym or worked out or ate right when you were happy, we'd work out fucking 4 times a year.
Yeah.
And we'd all be fucking useless.
There you go. And
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you said it before, like on a different one, different episode, but you know, self-discipline is self-love. So
It really is.
when you're saying I don't want to work out, well, why should I go work out? It's because I really care about this goal because I know this goal is going to make me a much better human being, a happier human being.
Yep.
That's why I want to go.
So I have people always talk about their why. So like people are like, I want to lose 4 pounds. I'm like, great. And I'll just write it down and move on. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Not like questioning or judging.
Yeah.
I want to hear you say why. And they're like, well, so I can look a certain way in this dress. Great. Why? Oh, because my son's getting married and there's people I'm going to see there and I want to look feel a certain way in this dress. Good. We've tied that to emotion now. Why? Well, because I just got divorced and somebody said, and I'm like, boom, now we got that. We've peeled the fucking layers of the onion away to an emotional level instead of just 4 pounds. You want to lose 4 pounds, fucking don't drink water for a day and take a shit.
Yeah.
And then you lose 4 pounds. That's not sustainable and that's not fat loss.
Yes.
But when you attach it to the feeling of how good you're going to feel in that dress, when the haters are talking shit and your friends are complimenting you, that's a good feeling.
That's a good feeling.
So, right, but if you start feeling that now, that's what gets you out of bed and gets you to the gym and keeps you, am I going to eat a cookie or am I going to eat a protein bar? Am I going to microwave my meal prep or am I going to fucking go to McDonald's?
Yeah.
That little voice in your head of you want the haters talking shit and you want the people that actually love you complimenting you, and that's what keeps you going. That's why discipline's most important.
So, I mean, Buddha teaches about non-attachment, but here's a way where you can make a positive attachment, right? Is attach certain actions to that feeling of self-love. So attach like that meal prep or going to the gym. Every time you think about doing that thing, say, I'm doing this because I love myself. Just even saying out loud or writing it down.
Like, I don't want...
You're just
Doesn't
reinforcing.
matter.
Yeah.
Do you love yourself and do you want your goals?
And if you say that, keep saying, I don't want to, I'm tired, like, you're going to reinforce that pattern, and all of a sudden you're not going to be working out again. But on the good days, especially on the good days, when you're going to do it, say, I'm doing this because I love myself.
Have you ever heard me say that I'm tired?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard you say
I
you're
don't
tired.
fucking say it. Do you think I not get tired?
Maybe not.
I don't let myself because I don't say it. I don't admit to it. I don't admit to any, not admit, but I don't verbally say I'm sad, I'm tired,
Yeah.
and this and that. I'm aware of it and I push through it. But I'm not going to verbalize, this sucks and this sucks and whatever.
I mean, like, I have so many friends. My one friend, I think like an hour, I'm like, Drake, you said you were tired like 20 times in an hour.
Like,
the first one prompted the second one and the third one. So,
Yep. You ever see somebody yawn and then you yawn?
yeah. Then your dog yawns, and the dog's like, "What the fuck? I'm not tired."
Fuck are we doing? I'm not even tired, bro.
Yes, quit it.
Monkey
that
see,
shit.
monkey do. So remember, surround yourself with positive motherfuckers. Listen to positive shit. Click on positive shit. Turn the news off. Think for yourself. Question everything.
And then just a quick touch on the why, which is
Yeah.
a really good practice for everyone to do for physical goals, but also for any other goal you have, and just your life purpose is create like a personal mission statement, which is a really powerful exercise where pretty much, I mean, I got this from the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People,
Yes.
but it's been around for a long time. Lots of places do it, companies do it, people do it, I've done it before. Like you have that goal, what is my mission now? What are the steps that I'm going to do? How am I going to be as I go towards this goal? And write out a full length, doesn't have to be super verbose, but distinct, again, statement of what's your purpose and mission of this goal, which we outlined here, right, all this stuff. And then reread that all the time. And that's what we're just going to reinforce that goal over and over again until it becomes an eventual reality.
Yep. Instead of worrying about I'm sore, I'm hungry, I'm tired, I'm busy, I have no time.
I'm not getting there yet. I'm not
Yeah,
going
what
fast
do you
enough.
have? Let's flip to the positives and tying that back to your why. So your why is what ties it to some emotional feeling that we're going to bring a good emotion from the future and bring it to the present. And we're going to leave these bad emotions in the past because that's what's holding us back from positive change and growth. That's what we've been talking about. So then the how is the X's and O's. That's the actual programming. That's your workout split, your exercise selection, your periodization or your progression model, your sets, your reps, and then programming in recovery. So throughout the day, you know, I got 4 days of exercise. I'm going to do fucking upper body twice, lower body twice. I'm going to write out these different exercises. And whether we're adding sets, reps, or fucking adding 5 pounds to the bar or time or what have you, how many sets, how many reps, 3 sets of 10, next week is 12, blah, blah, blah. And then programming in, I'm going to do fucking hot tub on Monday, go for a walk on Wednesday, get a massage on Friday, and then you're programming in your recovery as well.
Yeah, in terms of, because this one people get hung up on, I think, is like the split. I think a lot of people get hung up on
Because there's a million different ways to do it.
Exactly, yeah.
And I would say that there's
obviously dependent on the goal, right? One of the 4 goals, right? But
there's almost no right and no wrong, but there's definitely more optimal and less optimal. You know, you basically want to hit every muscle group twice a week if you can. And if you only have 2 or 3 days in the gym, go full body or upper lower twice, just to get everything in, enough stimulus. Exercise selection, once again, is going to be person dependent because you just want to be able to feel the target muscle and maintain good technique.
Yeah.
So there's no demonized exercise. There's no like leg extensions are bad, this is bad, that's bad, squats are bad for your knees, deadlifts are bad for your back. That's all bullshit. There's correct technique and there's optimal for your goals, like you said.
Yeah.
If something hurts, don't fucking do it because you're doing it wrong. It's not that the exercise is the devil.
or you've got something else going on that's inhibiting you from doing that exercise.
Exactly. That just might not be right for you at this time.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that no one should ever do whatever the fuck.
Yeah, and then in terms of exercise selection too, this I guess equates more towards performance. Like specificity is key. So that just means how relatable to, so as an athlete, right? If you're a specific type of athlete, like a wrestler, for example, right? There's certain exercises that you want to do because they translate more, not to just the muscles you're doing, but just the movements you're going to be going through as an athlete. So yeah, specificity there too.
if you're a baseball player, it shouldn't be like fucking overhead pressing double your body weight.
Yeah.
But if you're a strong man, you do have to do that type of thing.
So
Simple stuff. Once again, that's the point where if it gets too complicated for you and you were with us with the who, what, where, when, and why, and you can't figure out the how, that's when you hire a coach or a personal trainer. Because they're supposed to take your who, what, when, where, and why, discuss it with you, and map out and program and build this with you.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
We'll
they
probably do an
remind you of your
episode
why. Yeah, for sure. We're going to break all that
specifically in
shit
programming,
down. Yeah, because the split is basically just what days a week you're doing what muscle groups. Exercise selection is your specific exercises. Your sets is how many rounds of each exercise you're going to do. The repetitions is how many negative and positive movements of each movement you're going to do. And then programming in recovery is, like I said, X amount of days per week of either walking, and because I don't want to say complete rest.
yeah. It's only
But you could have active or passive recovery, like we talked about. Just light movement or passive stuff, getting a massage, getting acupuncture, what have you.
And going back to the schedule pick for the recovery too, like scheduling out. For me, I actually have in my schedule like a time where I prepare myself for bed because I'm scheduling out my hours of sleep because that's super important. And I have really terrible sleep patterns historically, and they've gotten better because I've been able to create. This is at so and so time. This is when I start doing my routine, right? That discipline routine, getting in the habit. So when I start doing that, my body already knows, okay, this guy's preparing for bed now. So that when I do get that time, I can go to sleep, and I have a consistent sleep schedule. And a cool thing I researched when I was in school for you fat loss folks who are looking to lose fat loss is this study was done on rats, but there's lots of correlation. But they did a test on it was sleep deprivation. That was my study, sleep deprivation or sleep disorders, so insomnia.
It's a good way to lose your gains.
Yeah, right, and
different types of
sleep
insomnia.
apnea.
Yeah, sure.
And a couple, exactly.
Having trouble falling asleep, waking up in the middle of the night, waking up too early.
Yeah, and the impact
too long.
on metabolism specifically. So
huge.
They did a study on rats that didn't got 4 to 5 hours of sleep a night. Rats that got 8 hours of sleep a night, and then rats that had 8 hours of sleep per night during the week, but then 4 to 5 on the weekend.
Cool.
And they showed that the inconsistent group had the greatest weight gain, even more so than the group that had less sleep.
Yep.
So it's really more consistency.
Consistency
like we
and
talked
circadian
about,
rhythm.
and that's discipline that keeps you going, because those 2 days where we're all, I know you guys are going out and partying on the weekends and sleeping in till noon on Sundays, which feels nice, but now you're just jacking up your whole body, and it has to restart on Monday, and you're trying to go back into your physical routine on Monday, but your sleep's not caught up. So now you get in a pattern where it's just self-defeating. You can't recover. You're not building anything. So sleep.
Don't be a fucking rat.
Yes. There you go.
Son of a bitch. I love it. So the why is the biggest thing for me, the purpose, and knowing your goal. The what and the why is the most important. People think the sets, reps, and exercise is the most important. Could be the least important.
Yeah, this is just that red herring. There's a lot of numbers here. It gets you really caught up in it. Just like you said, there's a million ways to program it, so there's a million ways to get distracted.
What's the best exercise for chest? I want to get my butt.
Like how many articles like do these 3 things for the best biceps,
right.
Or don't do these 3
or
things.
Or don't do anything consistently and get nowhere.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So this is just setting yourself up for success instead of failure, because the only way to achieve anything is consistency. So the only way you can be consistent is have a why that connects you to a purpose that connects you to your goal.
Yeah, and then I know me and you are both big on this, but write the shit down, because once you write it down, it becomes a little bit more real. The reason people don't create goals in the first place is because if they say it out loud, then that's somewhat of a commitment to it, and people don't want a commitment to it because it's a lot of responsibility. So they're afraid of taking on that responsibility because they don't know if they're going to get there. That's a lot, right? And that's fear of not being able to achieve this goal because you're putting so much pressure to do it, and there's so much of what you're running away from, right? Don't get caught up in the future of getting it, not getting it. Just make it the goal.
Take time to think first.
Yeah, and even if you plan everything out exactly how we're talking about and you fail the first week, it's okay. That's the most important thing, is being consistent. So after that first week, go back and write. How did I do? Check in with yourself. I didn't do that great. I've written that many times in my journals. I had a shit week.
Yeah, but that's how you learn from yourself.
But then now, okay, I forgive myself. That's huge.
I was just about to say, don't judge yourself. So if you stay beating yourself up, because that's what I learned from Ram Dass too. He was like, I did something, and I saw myself get really mad and get really shitty, and I was yelling at this lady because she messed something up and whatever, and I was like, far out, man. He's like, that's funny. He's like, God came to me in drag as this lady to fuck with me, to show me where I was fucking up.
Yeah.
And instead of getting mad at myself for being a dick, I said, far out, man. I'm going to learn from that. And fucking he smiled. Because that's the thing. When I get angry at myself for being angry. So I don't do that no more.
There you go.
I still get angry because I'm not perfect, and that's really what I'm working on. But all that shows is where you're fucking up, where you're not free.
Yeah, exactly. We mentioned before.
Because people don't trigger you. They trigger your trigger.
You get triggered.
You fucking hit that button.
Yeah.
They're like, go ahead, hit the button. Go ahead, hit the button. You don't have to hit the fucking button. You're like, but I always hit the button.
It feels so good.
I always hit the same button over and over again. It doesn't feel good. It feels familiar. That's the fucking problem.
Well, it's like it's a little
it's your choice to hit the button. Yeah. Just because everyone's like, go ahead, hit the button, and they look different sometimes. That's exactly what happened. Yeah. Because remember in the beginning, he couldn't control himself.
Yeah.
And he poked him in the eye, and he was like tackling him off sides and shit. Yeah. And coach was like, calm down, tackling fuel. Exactly. He's like, you have to wait for him to have the ball. And then Bobby was like, okay. Because at one point he got an interception, and he fucking handed the guy back the ball just so he could tackle him.
Yeah.
Because that's all he was thinking about.
That's a great movie.
Tackling fuel. And that's how you learn from fucking Adam Sandler movies.
Speaking of recovery, high quality H2O.
Hydration. You are not drinking enough water. If you're even 1% dehydrated,
performance drops.
Performance drops, mental performance, physical performance, fat loss, muscle gain. It's all halted. The body doesn't give a fuck how you look. It's trying to survive. Everything needs water. You're 70+% water. Coincidentally, so is the planet. You think that's a coincidence?
Of course.
70+% water, it must be. It's fucking important. And you're like, but I don't want to drink a lot of water, but I just want to be shredded and happy and healthy. No. Water is all over the place. Now, there's better water.
Water's everywhere.
I was going to say it's free, but it's not always
free. Yeah.
And you should be grateful that you have clean water and running water, but that's a whole separate thing. But the point is, it's easy.
Yeah.
And being grateful for things, sleeping, and drinking water.
The drinking water thing, it's if that's what you're hung up on, just like write that down. Like today, I'm gonna make that your goal. Make that a miniature why of like my goal is to drink X amount based on what I'm doing because I want to get to my goal, and ultimately because I want to become a better version of myself. This will help.
And then just wanting to drink water is kind of like another arbitrary hypothetical thing. So it's like, what action steps are you going to do? So I read a book called Tiny Habits, right? Where
Great book.
There was one story where the dude was like, I want to floss every night.
Yeah.
And just by saying he wanted to, a week goes by, he didn't fucking floss once. He flossed the first night, and then he forgot.
Yeah.
So he's like, what kind of action steps can I do? I never forget to brush my teeth, because I've been brushing my teeth since I was 4, and I already have that programmed in an automatic pattern.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the floss from the medicine cabinet, where I can't see it, and put it on the toothbrush holder.
Yep.
Never forgot again, because he visualized it with the toothbrush and correlated them together. So what I suggest is taking your water bottle and putting it where you work, where you're going to see it. People are like, oh, I have my water bottle at my desk, but I forget to drink it. Put it by the mouse pad.
Yeah.
You're moving the mouse. Now you don't take your eye off of your fucking stupid email or whatever you're doing, and you can grab the water and unconsciously, subconsciously sip on it throughout the day.
Little alarms, drink water.
Alarm clock. Every fucking 30 minutes, stand up for 30 seconds, stretch for 20 seconds, and take a fucking sip of water and go back to work.
That'll do you lots of good.
Holy hell. People are changing the channel right now. They're like, these cocksuckers want me to sleep and drink water. I turn on this channel. I'm going back to watching fucking Netflix and CNN and Fox and nonsense.
The big three.
They told me on Facebook and on CNN, none of this matters. But seriously, that's your homework. Say one thing you're grateful for out loud. Drink more water. However much you're drinking, drink more, and sleep a little bit.
Yeah.
How hard is that? God damn it. Take care of your body.
It's your vehicle.
It's all you have. Think of it as like I said, it's your avatar. You can change anything about it. You can put other clothes on it. You can put muscle on it. You can run faster, drive faster, do whatever you want. You can change your name. You can change your hair color, your gender, cut your hair, grow your hair. Do whatever the fuck you want. Plan it out and then execute. And love yourself.
Yeah.
We're back next time.
That's good. I dig it.
It's fucking great.
Train. We'll get some more detailed episodes on specifics of programming. I know some of you guys want the sets reps to want the details of that, so we'll get some of that. But we got some other
push, pull, hinge, and squat. 3 sets of 10. Add 5 next week.
Bada boom.
That's simple. But it's not. That's why you either got to think and do your own fucking research and ask questions and critically think, or hire a wise professional. But 99% of trainers suck anyway, so that's a whole other episode.
All right, man. That was an excellent episode. Hope you guys enjoyed.
They're all excellent.
We're out.
Peace. it.